Hey there, I'm Allie, and thank you for clicking on my channel while I drink my coffee. Today's is going to be all about while I drink my sparkling water because it's a little later in the afternoon. I had a super busy morning. I had to go to my hairdresser. We'll cover that in a minute. But I'm kind of worried today for my Lhasa Apso, Tux. He's 15 and a half years old and he's nothing but a big old lump of love. And lately, he's been just acting weird. Like, I kind of think, is he losing his mind? I mean, I don't know. I read about that dogs can get dementia, but he's just sort of like wandering around the house more than he's ever done. And he wakes up in the middle of the night now, like 2 or 3 in the morning, and wants to just come out of his little crate that he loves. And I bring him downstairs to go potty, and sometimes he potties, sometimes he doesn't, and he just wants to like hang out downstairs. So I leave him down here and I go back up to bed, and he is here downstairs all alone. And normally he would bark because he wants some attention. He wants us to come down, or he wants to come back upstairs because he has a bad paw and can't climb the stairs. So I have to carry him, but he's not doing that. So he's like down here for 3-4 hours on his own, which is completely out of character. He's still peeing, but I haven't seen him drink. And I haven't seen him eat. I've given him some food myself, some cottage cheese that he actually ate. And I'm doing little syringes of water to keep fluids in him because I'm worried that he's gonna dehydrate. So I don't know, I have a call into my vet and hopefully he'll call me in a little bit and let me know what's going on. I hope it's you know, not dementia, but they say they have medicine for it. So I'm just not ready for him to cross that bridge. And I know it's never enough time, but I also know it's par for the course. And, you know, we're all gonna go through it. But, you know, my other little Shih Tzu lasted 17 and a half years and died in her sleep. So I really want him to make it to 17 and a half as well. You know, you always think if I could just have a little bit more time, but, you know, I don't want him to suffer a minute of his life. So I'm gonna see what the vet says and maybe bring him in for a little checkup. So he's sleeping on his bed now, my little sweet boy. Literally all he wants you to do is hold him and hug him, and he's just a lump of love. I'm not kidding. He's just, anyway, sorry. Oh gosh, sip of water, how about that? I hope your day is going better. I hope you're having a good day, and I'm anxious to hear what's going on with you. So leave me some comments below and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you can be notified when my next video is up, because I'd love to start doing lives and I'd like to start some interaction with you guys and learn more about you. So anywho, let's start. Today I was going to talk about Menopause Monday and continue on because I've got a full almost bookload of stuff to talk about. But I went to my hairdresser this morning to get my weave put back in because this isn't real. You know, it's a little bit longer and fuller than my own hair. And, you know, I'm not one of those girls who says, oh no, this is my natural hair. These are my natural nails. These are my natural lashes. Fake, 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 fake. And you know what? I don't care. I pay for it. I wear it. It's mine. Okay. I'm not one of those people that it's like, I have to pretend that everything's perfect. It's like, you want some hair? Go buy some hair. It's all good. Easy fixes. Anyway, so I go to my hairdresser, who's just a doll, and she's having such a hard time dating. You know, she's in her early 40s and is adorable, successful businesswoman. She's got it all going on for her, and she's having such a hard time in the dating field. So she's doing my hair, and she starts to tell me about how she's on Match.com and how hard it is meeting the right guy, and she didn't know online dating was going to be this crazy. And this is, I guess, her first experience with online dating. And you know, it just reminded me 7 short years ago when I was doing online dating. Now, I had a starter husband 100 years ago, single mom since day one. In 2003, I met someone on Match.com. And we dated for 2.5 years, got married, and then we got married and he decided he didn't like my son. So out you go, zoom, zoom, zoom. So that was quick. I don't really count that as a marriage because it wasn't, but whatever. It's my starter marriage. But met him on Match.com, and Match back then was pretty easy. So a couple years back, my son says to me, get a life. You know, well, I guess more than a couple because it's been 7 years that I've been married. But he's like, Mom, get online. You know, I'm graduating. I'm going to be moving out. I'm like, moving out? That's, I mean, let's take one step at a time. Wasn't ready for that. And yet that's another episode. So he's like, you need to get a life and start dating and socializing so I can go on with my life and not worry that you're sitting home alone. So I go on Match.com And I figured it's a numbers game. So just date, just go, go, go. You know, whatever they say in their profile may not be 100% true because they're trying to present their very best self. You know, I think of your first date, I think of it like a job interview. Does this person have the criteria that's going to work for the job of what I'm trying to fill? So I get it, you know, and obviously some people fudge their resume a little bit. So it happens. So one thing that came to mind is that I went out with this guy. I'll change his name, but we'll call him Phil. And in his profile, of course, he comes out perfect, you know, great business guy, 5'11" and taller, makes good money. You know, you can check the amount of money you make and, you know, all these things if you haven't been on Match.com. Anyway, so I go to meet him at the bar. And I walk in and I go over to the bar and I recognize his face, but I'm looking at him and it looks like he's sitting on his chair, but it looks like his chair must be in a hole in the floor because he looks super, super small. So now I am not a skinny gal. I like a guy with a little bit of meat on his rack. So if you're, you know, got some meat, I'm all good with that. But, you know, I want to know that if there's a fire or something going on, that my man can pick me up and carry me out. I don't want to have to pick him up. Okay. Not my deal. So anyway, he stands up and he shakes my hand and says hello. And I'm not kidding, he had to have been like 5'2", 5'3", maybe 5'4", maximum, with maybe lifts in his shoes. So right off the bat, I'm like, dude is a liar. You know, I don't want to, I just want to go home now. I can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth. So I guess he could tell I was a little bit miffed and, you know, ordered my drink, paid for it myself. Strike number 2, we'll get to that. And anyway, so I'm in Las Vegas, we've got video poker in our bars. So I thought, all right, I'll just play, you know, $20 and try to get my mind off of the, you know, liar that I'm now sitting next to. So I guess, like I said, he could tell that I was sort of miffed and not into what was going on. And he said, you know, do I appear like you imagined? I was like, no, guess what? You don't. And I was like, no, Phil, you don't. You said you were 5'11", and I doubt that that's true. And that's all I said. So then I go back and I'm playing my video poker. And he goes, well, do you like bigger guys? And I was like, yes, as a matter of fact, Phil, I do. He goes, well, if you like bigger guys, I could bulk up. If you want, I could eat. I love food. I could bulk up and get bigger for you. I've known this guy for like maybe 20 seconds, maximum 20 minutes, or I would say 20 minutes. And he's already going toward the pathetic, I'll make myself bigger mode. And I'm thinking, loser. So I was like, no, Phil, it's not, you know, if this isn't working for me, it's okay. Why don't you love yourself and find someone that loves that too? So needless to say, cash out and finish my drink. And he was like, can I walk you to your car? And I'm like, no, I'm going to be really honest with you. You're not honest. You kind of lied about your description, which is fine. I mean, you know, a fudging is one thing, but saying that you're taller and you're shorter than me and I'm only 5'4", that's like not gonna work for me. So anyway, I told him no, he couldn't walk me to my car. And then he followed up with, would you want to come to my house and see my Shih Tzu dogs? Because I have a Shih Tzu. I was like, no, Phil, I don't. Anyway, so it reminded me of that. And she was telling me how, I guess men today, they don't want to like pay for the woman. I'm like, what the heck is going on with that? You know, be old fashioned, court a woman, invite her to dinner, make the date. But you know what? How about being a gentleman and paying for her? I'm not saying take her to the fanciest meal on the planet, but you know, be a gentleman and pay for the first date and, you know, be a little bit, I don't know, manly. I'm just used to that, a little bit old fashioned. So I guess guys don't like that. And I was like, well, I can top you on that too, my friend, because I texted on Match.com to this great guy. Well, so he said, retired, just doing stuff on the side for extra money because he doesn't want to be bored. And so, okay, I don't know if you're familiar with the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas, but it's very nice. They have very nice restaurants in there. So he's like, hey, meet me at such and such and we'll have dinner, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I meet this guy. We'll call him Dale. And we sit down and it's like, oh, it's so nice to finally meet you. You know, we had really messaged back and forth quite a bit. We had chatted on the phone quite a bit. So I felt fairly comfortable, you know, that A, he wasn't an axe murderer. You know, rule number 1, online dating, you always meet out and you never have them pick you up. So I got all the, you know, my list crossed off. So meeting me sounds really nice. And we sit down and it's like, oh God, so nice to meet you. Finally, blah, blah, blah. We sit down, we order our drinks. Waitress comes over. It's great. I'm looking at the menu and I'm picking out, what I'm going to eat for dinner, and it's like so nice. I'm just looking at the entrees and stuff. And he leans over and he's like, so what do you feel like having tonight, Ellie? I'm like, I don't know. I think I might go with this and, but or maybe that. What are you going to have? So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. He goes, well, honestly, I'm not that hungry. I had a late lunch, so I figured, I think the portions here are really large, so why don't we just split a plate? I think that would be enough for you and for me. So, beep, beep, warnings off in my head. I'm thinking, you want to split the meal? Are you that cheap? Good God, I'll buy my own dang meal. But I didn't say that because, first date, and I'm trying to be like, well, maybe he is full. And I don't know. I went through this phase where I just gave everyone an excuse and tried to understand. So, yeah, we split the meal. Okay. Yeah, we did can you bring us another plate? We're going to share. I was like, and if anybody knows me, I'm an Italian girl. I don't share my food. I want it all. And even if I don't eat it all, it's mine. I'm not giving it away. Whatever. Especially on the first date, I'm not sharing my food. Strike 1, 2, and 3. So during our dinner, while we're sharing our chicken parmesan or whatever, he goes into the spiel, women are really independent nowadays and they want to have equal everything. And I really feel it's important that, men pay for themselves and women pay for themselves and, no one should pay for anybody else. And he's just going on about, I don't even know, because the minute he said, let's share the plate, I was like, I'm just going to eat my half a meal and go, and I'm just going to go have to get another meal because I'm still going to be hungry. So needless to say, done with Mr. Retired who had enough money to live forever and doing a side job to just hang out. Yeah, so bye-bye, Dale. That was over. So I told my hairdresser this, and she's like, wow, there's one thing that you're, maybe someone would say, hey, I got this tonight, and you get it the next time. That's fine, sharing, that's great, but you don't open up, go to the show and open up with your first joke is, hey, let's split a meal. Like, what the heck is that? Do I look like I'm going to split a meal with somebody? No. So anyway, I could go on. I have a list of things. I have another one. Okay, I'm going to share one more story. So she's saying how guys don't look good anymore. They're letting themselves go, and she doesn't want to date younger guys. She's looking someone that's older, so he's more established in his business. And she tells me, they're not working out anymore. They're not this, they're not that. And I'm like, girl, I too can top you on that. So I tell her about the date I go on with this guy or this man, owning his own business, professional, seems great sense of humor, chatted on the phone for a while, made me laugh. Once again, I'm a sucker for laughing, comedy. I love it. Kevin James, I could marry him tomorrow, but I'm married already, so not gonna happen. Anyway, so we go out on this date, and first things off, boom, we get a flat tire in his truck. And we get busted down in the bad part of town. And now we have to wait for a tow truck to come. And he's like, oh, no, please, like, give me another chance. So I'm like, this is a sign, this is not good. But, once again, I went through that bleeding heart phase, like, oh, everything happens. And it's a flat tire. All right, give the guy a break. So next time we go out, we have a nice dinner, funny, making me laugh, great. So then we go out for I guess what would have been our third time. And he's like, why don't you come to my house? I'll cook you a great dinner. An Italian guy, he cooks this amazing food. And I have to tell you, the meal was phenomenal. I'm like, okay, I could marry him. Not only he's making me laugh, but he can also feed me, and his food is delicious. So I'm like, this is a winner chicken dinner, right? And it was actually chicken that he made. Okay, but anyway, so remember, Anna's upset because guys maybe have on a couple pounds and they're not, putting the dye in the hair and whatever. They're not looking as young as she wants, even though she wants to date older men. So I tell her, I'm sitting at the table chatting with him, and I just, glance over, and I notice that it looks like a hand is protruding underneath his shirt. I'm like, what? Oh my God. And I'm trying not to stare, but, being in the medical field, I'm like, that doesn't look right. Something's wrong. So anyway, we're drinking our wine, having a great time, and I cannot stop thinking about this, I don't know, is this alien coming out of his stomach? So I go, Dennis, I'm sorry, but I noticed you have something protruding. Are you okay? So he goes, wait for it, Oh yeah, that's nothing. I have a hernia, and sometimes it pops out, and I just have to push it back in. And he proceeds to like push on his stomach, like he's pushing in the organs of his body that are popping out. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't have any insurance with my job yet because times have been hard, and although the business is doing well, I haven't gotten insurance yet, and haven't gotten that done." So I was like, oh dear God, your intestines are protruding through your stomach, for God's sakes. His vital organs are popping out. So yeah, that was a deal breaker for me because I can't hang out with someone with like some arm coming out of his stomach. It's like, okay, listen, thank you for a lovely night. I'll talk to you again. And then sort of just petered out because that's not good. But it was funny to listen to Anna because everything that she gave me an example of, trust me, I had an example to go back, and we'll talk about some more. I have got stories and stories, and that was another book I was going to write. But yeah, I have had some doozies, and I said to her, like, what I did, one day I was like, this isn't going to work. I've dated all of Las Vegas and they all stink. They all stink. So I said, Allie, if you really want to have a relationship and you're not going to go out and invest the time in mingling and things like that, you're going to have to do some type of Match.com, eHarmony, whatever, not Plenty of Fish, because you guys, you don't pay a dime for that. And so you're going to get people that, you get what you pay for. I believe in that. So anyway, I thought, all right, I'm just going to have to go with someone that's brand new to the site, that's never been on, that actually really is looking for a relationship. And actually, my husband, I winked at him and sent him an email, and we had a first date and got married 5 months later, and it's been great almost 7 years since. So it does work. It can happen. You just have to sort of weed through the horrible people and go for the new people on there, I think. But it's been 7 years, so what do I know? Maybe it's changed a lot. Now they have apps where you swipe to the left or the right to let them know you're interested, or I don't know. I'm just glad I'm not dating anymore. But we'll talk about some more of my interesting dates. I've got some doozies that you will not believe. But I don't want to make this too long for today. So once again, comment below, share something with me. If you had like the worst online date ever, I would love to hear it because I'm sure I could probably top it. But if I can't, that's going to be one for the books for sure. So please leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll be notified when I upload my next vlog. And say a little prayer for my Tuxie because I want him to be better, and hopefully we can just give him some medicine and stop him from maybe having some dementia. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing a drink, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.